for your patience today. We're a large school. It takes us a while to assemble, but when we do, the results are spectacular. Good morning, honored guests. First and foremost, our beloved veterans and active duty servicemen and women, parents, students, and staff. Welcome to the 12th annual Holmes Park Elementary's Veterans Day program. Upon the opening of our school in August 2011, our administrators and staff made it our mission to honor our veterans yearly on Veterans Day with a special program in their honor, and we fulfilled that promise. Even during a global pandemic in the past 2 years, we continued our program in a virtual format. Today, it is our sincere privilege and pleasure to perform live and in person for you, our cherished veterans. We appreciate your devotion, sacrifice, and service to your country. God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America and Holmes Park Elementary. At this time, we will prepare for the Sepulpa High School Junior ROTC to perform the presentation of colors and flag salute led by 5th grade student Tepalopi Tecumseh. Please remain standing until the cadets exit.
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join me now in the salute to the Oklahoma flag. Attention, salute, pledge. I salute the flag of the state of Oklahoma. Its symbols of peace unite all people.
Would you please remain standing and join voices with our vibrant Veterans Day Choir in singing our national anthem. They are directed by Ms. Ingdahl Taylor and Mr. Schmidt.
Bye.
You may be seated. Thank you, Veterans Day Choir. Our previous song holds a special place in our Husky hearts and in our country's history. Our lovely anthem, The Star-Spangled Banner, was written in 1814 by 35-year-old lawyer and amateur poet Francis Scott Key. He was inspired to write the poetic lyrics when he saw the large U.S. flag with its 15 stars and 15 stripes flying triumphantly above Fort McHenry, signaling the U.S. victory over Britain during the Battle of Baltimore in the War of 1812. It is a song that always stirs our husky heart strings. We are blessed to live in the land of the free because of the brave.
At this time, HPE's youngest citizens, our precious and patriotic pre-K, will perform the sign language pledge.
Oklahoma's native son, Woody Guthrie, the composer of This Land Is Your Land, was one of the most influential voices in the entire American folk music tradition. His personal and musical styles were deeply influenced by his childhood in rural Oklahoma during the Great Depression. Woody Guthrie always held a deep appreciation for the diversity of America's everyday folk. And at this time, our students will be performing This Land Is Your Land.
This
for transition.
She just got out. Hey, there's enough room up here.
Thank you, audience members, for your patience. Those little legs can just move so fast, especially going downstairs. But they do look so cute doing it.
At this time, we will turn the program over to our esteemed number one principal, Mr. Roger Johnson, who will extend the official Holmes Park Elementary welcome. Mr. Johnson.
Welcome, honored guests, veterans, and active duty members of the Armed Forces, administration, and parents. Thank you for sharing Veterans Day with us at Holmes Park Elementary. Veterans Day is an important day for showing appreciation to members of our military, past and present. We celebrate the service of all veterans who served their country during war and peacetime. The brave men and women who served and protected the U.S. come from all walks of life. They are our family members, grandparents, parents, and our children. They are friends, neighbors, and colleagues, and a vital part of our communities. At this time, please stand quietly and respectfully. Let us observe a moment of silence for those who have given the ultimate sacrifice for their country. I will read the names of our previous Hall of Hero inductees and revered veterans, some still with us, and those who have passed away. Jim DeLoach, Larry Davis,
Aisha Walsh, Billy Hill, Samuel Bahar, Howard Linder, Philip Coon, Archie Seacrest, John Cochran, Keith King, Ellie Ramsey Sr., Paul Phillips, Dwight R. Johnson, John F. Stevens, Harold D. Penny, Sylvester Franklin Sr., Robert Morgan, Thales Cornwell, Thomas D. Warren, Jesse Linton Barber, Clifford Edward Johnson, Alfred L. Matthews, Robert Joseph Mearns, Carl Owens, Eddie Beasley, David Ellis Jr., John Michael Penton, James L. Rush Jr., and Jake Satterfield. Thank you. You may be seated.
As long as these walls stand at Holmes Park Elementary, our Hall of Heroes will serve as a testament to the courage, bravery, and service of veterans, active duty military members, and future service members in our midst. We proudly celebrate and honor our veterans and their families for their patriotism, love of country, and willingness to serve at home and abroad for the common good. We hope you will enjoy our program because it is our mission to honor you today. Thank you.
Good morning. As you enter the gymnasium today, you were treated to the smooth sounds of jazz and pop. Prepare to be thoroughly entertained by the tremendously talented Sepulpa High School Jazz Band under the direction of Mr. Trey Bartlett as they perform the Battle Hymn of the Republic.
the World War I memorial poem entitled In Flanders Field, written by Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae.
Flanders Fields by John McCrae. In Flanders Fields the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place. And in the sky the lark still bravely singing, flies scarce heard amid the gun below. We are the dead, short days ago. We lived, felt died, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel, lift the flow, tears with them, hands we fell the torch, yours to hold in hand. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Fields.
Our next performance of American Dream Finale will be led by the HPE Veterans Day Choir and the Sapulpa High School Jazz Choir under the direction of Mrs. Edie Ingdahl Taylor, Mr. Mike Smith, and Mrs. Gina Myers.
Every heart beats to
this time, the phenomenal Sapulpa High School Jazz Choir, directed by Mrs. Gina Myers, will perform a song entitled, I Am, You Are Me.
Thank you so much for having us. I do want to make one disclaimer about this song. It's an a cappella song, which means there's no music, but there's snapping and clapping that we do. However, if we all start snapping and clapping, we're going to lose our place and mess up. So as we're going, if you feel the beat, feel it silently. You might feel lightly tap your legs. But please do not snap and clap with us or it'll totally mess us up. Thank you so much for having us. This song's just about community, and we appreciate the community that we have because of the sacrifice of our veterans.
Our next performance highlights Junior ROTC Student Staff Sergeant Christopher Carmichael and his award-winning riflery skills. Christopher is the nephew of HPE's own Mrs. Quigley.
High School, Marine Corps Junior, OTC, Cadet Staff Sergeant Carmichael, awarding him for the Mark Soul performance. Permission to occupy your building now. Aye.
Granted, Staff Sergeant Carmichael.
At this time, HPE supporter, Mr. Larry Davis, will recite a poem entitled Ragged Old Flag by American songwriter Johnny Cash in 1974 as he pays homage to America and its flag.
First of all, I just want to say it's an honor and a privilege to be back here at another one school today to participate in Veterans Day. And, I've seen a lot of people out here taking pictures, people up here sort of turning tables. I want to get a picture of you guys today. You are such an awesome group. So just sit there and smile or whatever, just that natural. All right. What I'm going to read to you today, as Ms. Thatcher said, a ragged old flag. It's a story of our flag, A lot of times we don't respect the flag the way we should. But as I read this, just listen to the words to it. And it was written many years ago, but there's parts of it in here that sound like they were just, written today. I walked through a county courthouse square on a park bench. An old man was sitting there. I said, "Your old courthouse is kind of run down." He said, "No, it'll do for our little town." I said, "Your old flagpole is leaning a little bit, and that's a ragged old flag you got hanging on it." He said, "Have a seat." And I said, "Hey, is this the first time you've been to our little town?" I said, "I think it is." He said, "I don't like to brag, but we're kind of proud of that ragged old flag. You see, we got a little hole in that flag there when Washington took it across the Delaware. And it got powder burned tonight. Francis Scott Key sat watching it writing, "Oh, say, can you see?" And it got a bad rip in New Orleans with Packenham and Jackson tugging at its seams. And it almost fell at the Alamo beside the Texas flag, but she waved on, though. She got cut with a sword at Chancellorsville, and she got cut again at Shiloh. There was Robert E. Lee, Beauregard, and Bragg, and the south wind blew hard on that ragged old flag. On Flanders Field in World War I, she got a big hole from a Bertha gun. She turned blood red in World War II. She hung limp and low by the time it was through. She was in Korea and Vietnam. She was sent where she was by her Uncle Sam. She waved from our ships upon the briny foam, and now they've just about quit waving her back here at home. In her own good land, she's been abused. She's been burned, dishonored, denied, and refused. And the government for which she stands is now scandalized throughout the land. And she's getting threadbare and wearing thin. But she's in good shape for the shape she's in. Because she's been through the fire before, and I believe she can take a whole lot more. So we raise her up every morning. We take her down every night. We don't let her touch the ground. And we fold her up right. On second thought, I do like to brag. Because I'm mighty proud of that ragged old flag. Thank you.
That was very poignant, Mr. Davis. Our next song, The Armed Forces Salute, is a tribute to those who have served in each branch of the nation's military. When you hear your song, audience members, please stand so that we can recognize you. It is performed by our fantastic Howling Huskies Choir with awesome assistance from our 4th grade.
Over
fourth grade class will perform the America White Table custom from the book America's White Table, written by Margot Dees Raven. Thank you, Mrs. Wabley, for sharing this book with our students each year through the library.
I need my white table. Here we go. The tradition of setting a separate table in honor of our prisoners of war and missing comrades has been in place since the end of the Vietnam War. The manner in which this table is decorated is full of special symbols to help us remember those who protect our freedom.
The small table is used to show one soldier's lonely battle against many.
We cover it with a white cloth to honor our soldiers' pure heart when he answers his country's call to duty.
A lemon slice and grains of salt are put on a plate to show a captive soldier's bitter fate and tears of families waiting for loved ones to return. We pull up an empty chair to recognize the missing soldiers who are not here. We lay a black napkin for the sorrow of captivity and turn over a glass for the meal that won't be eaten. We place a white candle for peace, and finally a red rose in a vase. The vase is tied with a red ribbon for hope that all of our missing will return someday.
This custom salutes the bravest of our brave, the POW flag motto.
You are not forgotten so long as there is one left in whom your memory remains. Thank you for letting us share this meaningful tradition.
The next portion of our program will be conducted by our #1 principal and head Husky, Mr. Roger Johnson, as he reveals our 2022 Holmes Park Wall of Heroes inductees. These brave Americans represent the very best of our nation.
We have a tradition here at Holmes Park, which was established upon our opening in August of 2011. That tradition was to always honor our nation's veterans and active duty servicemen and women with a program on Veterans Day. This included recognizing the veterans who have a Holmes Park connection to our students, our staff, and our community by showcasing their photos on our Husky Wall of Heroes. 4 years later, this project evolved when we asked all veterans in attendance to sign our written program, which we framed and displayed as mementos of those who have served us so proudly. In addition, we began to spotlight some of these veterans by presenting their stories and inducting them into our Husky Hall of Heroes with a commemorative plaque and reverent recognition. This year, we would like to recognize and induct 2 more veterans into our Holmes Park Elementary Hall of Heroes. Our first honoree is Sergeant First Class David James Arnold. He will receive this award posthumously and is represented by his loving family. He is the father of Holmes Park Elementary's own accomplished pre-K teacher, Miss Rebecca Anderson. David was born in Sperry, Oklahoma on October 11, 1935, and passed away on November 25, 1976. He was born to Aaron and Lavedra Arnold, who subsequently made Pawhuska, Oklahoma their home and raised David there. He graduated from Pawhuska High School in 1955 and joined the Army in June. Immediately upon his graduation, he married the love of his life, Sandra Arnold, in 1970, and they were blessed with one terrific daughter. During his 19 years of active service, David was awarded the National Defense Service Medal with an Oak Leaf Cluster, 4 Good Conduct Medals, an Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal, and a Joint Service Commendation Medal, serving 2 overseas tours of duty in Japan and Germany. His final assignment in the Army was in business administration at the Armed Forces Examination and Enlistment Station office in Abilene, Texas, as the office manager. He held this position until his official retirement due to health issues, with an honorable discharge on February 22, 1973. Throughout his life, Sergeant Arnold was a devout Christian and considered his service to Christ and the U.S. Army as both a privilege and an honor. Today and every day at Holmes Park Elementary, we honor the life and service of Sergeant First Class David James Arnold. At this time, we'd like to present a plaque to his proud wife, Sandra Arnold, and loving daughter, Miss Rebecca Arnold Anderson.
Our second honoree is U.S. Navy veteran Curtis E. Hillis Sr. He will receive this award posthumously. Curtis, also known as Pops to his family, was born June 25th, 1933, and passed away at the age of 84 on June 12, 2017. Originally from Shawnee at the age of 19, Curtis enlisted in the U.S. Navy and was subsequently based in Vallejo, California. Following his naval career, Curtis and his family relocated to Sand Springs, Oklahoma. Mr. Hillis had developed a strong work ethic in his early years, which was reinforced in the military. He worked extremely hard throughout his life, succeeding in several different career choices, which included sales, owner of a delivery service, Allied Green Stamps Corporation employee, a nurse aide at Inverness, and ultimately as a substitute teacher in Sapulpa, Sand Springs, and Berry Hills. You see, Curtis loved children and thoroughly enjoyed working with young people. He loved working in his son's Little League baseball program and junior high and senior high wrestling programs, where he coached and refereed for over 25 years. Curtis truly cared about the children and served on the Sapulpa Public Schools School Board as a member and as the president at the opening of Holmes Park in 2011. His name is proudly etched on the dedication plaque in the Holmes Park entry. In his later years, he substituted at Holmes Park, where he delighted both students and staff. Curtis, along with his loving wife, Ivy, and their 3 children were avid members of First Baptist Church in Sapulpa. Curtis left quite a legacy to his children, 11 grandchildren, and 19 great-grandchildren. We will present the plaque of our second Hall of Hero inductee, Curtis E. Hillis Sr., to his family at a later time. Thank you. At this time, I want to introduce our assistant principal, Mr. David Bacher.
Thank you. We close our program with our Holmes Park Husky Creed and spirited school song, The Pride of the Huskies, performed by all students and staff and led by our 5th grade leadership team. Thank you. Thank you, students. Great job, ladies. We'd like to thank everyone for coming today. We would ask that all of our veterans and active duty military to come pose in front of the stage for pictures, and to also to remember to sign our program, which is located in front of the Husky, as our students exit. Teachers,